What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and we've had some weird hilarity in the Rachael Zegler versus Gal Gadot woke battle for the ages that only one person loses spectacularly, and that's Disney. We all get to enjoy the absolute disaster that happens when you decide to go woke and you took a hashtag Free Palestine zealot and put him in a movie with somebody who served in the Israeli Defense Force while the two nations are at war, and only one of them is acting like a professional from what I can tell. The other one, I guess, look, they're both allowed to share their opinions. I think they should do more of it, because the more of it that they do, the more likely Disney will be to say, you know what? I think we've had enough of this. I think we've had enough of hiring woke activists. We'll just go back to hiring dumb bimbos and who can actually act. And I'm here for it. The backlash keeps getting worse and worse. Both individuals' Twitter feeds or X feeds are full of just wildly angry people. You start to see some of these headlines. Disney's Snow White remake sparks new boycott calls over Gal Gadot's casting and co-stars pro-Palestine stance. You see this story. New Snow White star Rachael Zegler stirs more controversy with Free Palestine post. Great choice, Disney. I mean, yeah, I would think that's pretty funny. You know, it's pretty funny to me that you would do this. Rachael Zegler, the star of Disney's live-action Snow White reboot, started a social media firestorm with an anti-Israel post on Monday. Now, I don't necessarily think somebody tweeting hashtag Free Palestine is anti-Israel, but it is an actor, who, well, should probably just shut up and make their money. Nobody cares. It's like basketball players, like shut up and dribble. Sorry, I don't care what LeBron James has to say as a multi-billionaire about the oppression of Jewish people. It's just simply not something I care about. Or the oppression of black people. I guess I mixed that up. But anyway, the actress has already polarized audiences with her outspoken liberal political opinions, and criticism of the original Snow White film's more traditional themes ratcheted up the controversy with a hashtag Free Palestine message tacked on to the end of the post, thanking fans for watching the latest Snow White trailer. And always remember, Free Palestine, the Hunger Games actress shared on X on Monday. The message followed her original post, which bragged that her movie trailer got 120 million views, and turned out basically everybody was laughing at her. But Disney released official teaser for the new Snow White adaptation over the weekend. It offered a new look at the title character, played by Rachael Zegler. And by the way, everybody is... Sorry, shout out Clownfish TV video started playing in the background. Then you see Zegler's Free Palestine. So Gadot has defended her home country from anger and criticism following everything that happened back in October. Last year, the actress spearheaded the Hollywood screening of pro-Israel. I don't care about either of them. You know what I mean? Like, Rachael Zegler, if she wants to be pro-Israel, I mean, she's at least from Israel. At least you could argue, at least understand that. You see this. Newsweek opinion contributor Joel Pelton argued that Zegler's post is simply a dig at Gadot, writing, Rachael Zegler is trolling her much more famous and beautiful Snow White co-star, Gal Gadot. Disney continues to hire the wrong actors to represent their brand. Rather than promoting a film, they choose to embarrass themselves and the studio, and that has 5,500 likes. Look, if she is trolling Gal Gadot, I think it's cringe, because both of them are worth, many tens of millions of dollars and have never faced oppression in their life. And maybe they should just shut up and be thankful. And if Gal Gadot wants to support Israel, then she can back whatever causes she wants to that privately. And the same can be true for Rachael Zegler. Look, Rachael Zegler tweeting or Xing Free Palestine does literally nothing except virtue signal for herself. Tablet Magazine deputy audience editor Isaac DeCastro commented, quote, she could have turned down this role instead of starring alongside Gal Gadot. She could have also not worked with Spielberg, who handed her breakout role, Instead, she'll tweet petty little slights aimed at her co-star to muddy the facts that she can't even stick to her own principles when it's inconvenient for her career. Well, it would seem like one side of this is getting absolutely shredded. And I've got to say, look, again, both of them have been politically outspoken. Gal Gadot maybe more behind the scenes, where Rachael Zegler puts out the lazy tweet once in a while. But this is, yikes. Pro-Israel journalist Eve Barlow, nothing less classy than smirk on your far superior co-star. Then dumping on your far superior co-star. So people are viewing this as a direct attack on Gal Gadot, apparently. Jewish author and commentator Yuri whatever, Disney has an interesting marketing strategy for Snow White. It co-stars Israeli Gal Gadot, making sure Israel haters will boycott it, and Israel hater Rachael Zegler to make sure pro-Israelis will loathe to watch it. Is there some way to alienate neutral viewers too? Again, as I've always said, and I continue to say, I do not care about either side. Obviously, my hope is that innocent civilians, whether they be Israeli or Palestinian, are spared. And, without getting into that's as much as my interest is. America is being invaded, our southern border. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are dealing with addiction, homelessness, mental health crises. The cost to rent a 2-bedroom apartment is like $2,000 a month. We've got a literal full-blown socialist on track to be the next president of the United States. I think I'm a little more worried about that. We've got, our government stealing our money and sending it to Ukraine and sending it to Israel and sending it to Taiwan and sending it to... There's any one of these issues I care more about some stupid war between Israel and Palestine. I'm sorry if you think that's insensitive. I'm not sorry. I guess be offended. What's the great quote? What do you say to people who are offended by that? Be offended. Like it's just true. I'm America first, just like I'm sure wherever you are. If you're from Israel, I'm sure you're Israel first. If you're from, the UK, you're probably UK first, although who knows these days. Journalist Katya Sedgwick replied to the actor saying, "Free Palestine from centuries of Arab terror." I mean, everybody's turning on her. What a sad, petty, ignorant person you are. Great choice, Disney. This is what Disney wants. This is what Disney wants. I think that you see Gal Gadot haters call for Snow White boycott. Co-star Rachael Zegler voices support for Palestine. I think everyone should boycott the movie. Disney has spent nearly $500 million on this movie, and that doesn't even include whatever it's going to cost to retool all the CGI, which, by the way, is a whole nother controversy. Literally, everybody hates this movie, and nobody's seen any of it. And it all started with hiring an unlikable twat in Rachael Zegler. It's just like, oh, I'm Rachael Zegler. I'm starring in Romeo and Juliet. Oh, yeah, everyone remember the Capulets were Mexican or whatever her descent is, brown. It's like she thrives all of this, Always remember, free Palestine. You could have just said, hey, thanks for, here's a prediction that Rachael Zegler will not get another role with Disney ever again. Like, seriously, that's my prediction. I think that her hiring and disastrous press tour, whether it was her saying, weird, all that stuff, right? Her trolling her co-star on social media, her divisive attitude, her disrespect of the source material. Like, she is literally the most toxic broad you can hire in Hollywood. Now, she can go on Broadway and do Romeo and Juliet, and that's fine. But, like, look at these replies. The trailer itself has 500,000 dislikes. So you're making people, okay, you want to free Palestine? Cool. Maybe you shouldn't have taken the role with the enemy. Maybe you should have had any principles at all. And people are lambasting the trailer. See, the original Snow White, this from Matt Walsh, she cleans for the dwarves to show her appreciation. In the new one, she breaks into their house and forces them to clean for her. Making a feminist version of the character always means turning her into a nagging, ungrateful hag. Here's what I made a side-by-side comparison of the OG Snow White, Whistle While You Work song versus Disney's new version with Rachael Zegler. If you can spot the difference for the modern audience. It's so, so progressive. She's awful. Let's see.
Now you want to clean those cobwebs. And I
So instead of her helping and showing the way, she's just delegating all the work to the men. I mean, so progressive. I mean, it's so much for a modern audience. This is the modern audience you keep talking about. Are they in the room with us? I mean, there is no way. Like, I'm team Poison Apple all the way. The CGI dwarfs thing, I don't care about. But outside of the fact that I will agree with actors who have dwarfism, pointing out the hypocrisy that it is not progressive to replace them with CGI, and I side with them being mad about it. Like, this would be the role of a lifetime for any actor who has dwarfism. Why would you rob them of that? So any points you get for canceling out or for de-whitifying yet another classic, you throw away with the same people. By the way, Disney stock is well under $100. It's down 21.5% over the last 6 months, down 9% over the last month. It gained like 2% in the last day or so, but year to date, absolutely savage. Goes, only going down. Of course, Disney also wants somebody who passed away on one of their rides they don't want to be responsible for that because they had a free trial of Disney Plus, I guess. Like, Disney literally can't make the right decision at all, and I'm here for it. You keep hiring these progressive, weirdo, dork, woke actresses, this is what you get. This movie is going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm here for it. They can delay it only so often. They're going to delay it, and they're going to hope to delay and delay and delay. I keep thinking people aren't going to remember all this. How'd that work out for Aquaman? People remember, they're not going to see this movie, and it's going to be 100% your fault for wanting to hire some woke idiot who thinks people care about what she thinks. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.